Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the concept of the chosen one. Let's discuss about this concept. I have taken three main characters from their respective universe: Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars universe, Paul Atreides from Dune universe, and Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan universe. So let's begin. First, let's discuss the concept of chosen one. I have, made subtopics, four subtopics for the concept of chosen one. First one is prophecy or destiny. Second one is unique trait or power. Third one is sacrifice or burden. Fourth one is transformation. So let's discuss about prophecy or destiny. Their coming is expected and their role is preordained. For example, for Anakin Skywalker, everyone said that the one who will bring balance in the force, or the Messiah for Paul, unique trait or powers. They usually possess unique ability, item, birthmark, etc. For examples, Eren green eyes and seeing the future and even past from dreams. Paul's ability to see the future and also the past. Anakin's ability to see the future sometimes. The third topic, sacrifice or burden. Being chosen one comes with a cost, be it personal or loss, or even own death. For example, Anakin Skywalker losing his mother and Padme, Paul losing his father and Duncan, Eren losing his mother. The last topic of the chosen one, transformation. Over the course of their story, the chosen one typically undergoes a significant transformation, both in power and character. For example, Anakin turning into the dark side and becoming maybe the greatest villain in the history of cinema, Darth Vader. Paul turning into the preacher, and Eren turning into the founding titan. Now let's discuss about each character in deep. Now let's discuss about Eren Yeager. First, let's discuss about Eren Yeager. Eren Yeager is one of the most controversial and complex character in modern anime. Eren Yeager is the protagonist of the Attack on Titan manga series created by Hajime Isayama. Eren was always a hot-headed from a young age. He always hated the Titan because of the destruction they caused and because the Titan killed his mother. So we can see in the anime or even in the manga, you can see Eren Yeager always confused, always conflicted. He's never sharing his true feelings. He's like always angry from like since childhood. You can see in the first episode itself. But later in the story, he becomes what he hated the most, a Titan. Then I think he becomes Titan. Whoever watched the series knows that because of his father, gaining the power of Attack Titan and learning about the world beyond world drastically changed him. You know, after learning the truth about Marley, his perspective of humans changed. Then he decided to destroy the 80% of humanities. His main motive was to make himself and his fellow aliens free. So you can see later in the story when he becomes, he grows up. He's like in approximately in season 4. You can see his motive has become to destroy the world. His motive has become to bring balance. Like his main motive was to remove the Titan ability from the whole universe. To do that, he need to initiate rumbling. He needs to do that. By initiating the rumbling, 80% of humanity dies. So again, due to the power of Attack Titan, he was able to see the past stories of the previous owner. We can see, Eren Yeager seeing the past about learning about the first Attack Titan, learning about the Zeke Yeager, learning about his own father Girisha Yeager. Now he's fractured by trauma, the pressure of expectations. He lives multiple timelines through previous Attack Titan ability to see past and future. Like just just as I said, he was traumatized. You can see in season 3, after they learn about the basement truth, Eren Yeager is held in a prison. Sorry, not a prison, in a cell. You can see himself being traumatized. Mikasa always asks, "What happened to you? Share." And again he doesn't share anything. He doesn't share his true feelings. You can see how traumatized he is, how much sad, angry, or whatever he is when he came to know about the truth about the aliens, truth about the Marleys. Eren finals phase and rumbling. Eren initiates the rumbling, unleashing massive destruction to protect Paradise Island. To protect Paradise Island, to protect aliens, he unleashes massive destruction. Again, the narrative forces us to confront ethical gray areas. Genocide to prevent genocide. Again, such a good statement. genocide to prevent genocide. He's causing this so that there will be no more genocide in future. There will be no more war. Even if there is a war, there will be an equal war. There are no titan powers at one side of the party. Eren doesn't claim to be the righteous. He admits he's just doing what he has to. Again, the prophecy or the destiny, it's written in their life, or it's prophesied that they need to do what must be done. He himself accepts as a monster so others don't have to be. He turns himself into a monster. He turns himself into a titan. So there won't be no more titans. I have asked Chat GPT to decide themes for the characters. So these are the themes for Eren Yeager. These are my top three: cycle of hatred, self destruction for greater good, the burden. Now let's discuss about the another great written character, Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides, the central figure of Frank Herbert's Dune. Paul, his transformation from noble here to Messiah. And the one thing which I noticed is you can see the childhood versions of Anakin Skywalker and Eren Yeager, but Paul Atreides, we see him as a teenager on the screen, and even in the book, his journey starts from as a teenager. Paul begins as a gifted but relatively sheltered young man, the son of Duke Leto Atreides and Lady Jessica. Paul raised in politically dangerous environment of the Imperium. Paul, as since his childhood, is intelligent and curious about to learn about the other parts of the universe, to learn about other planets, to learn about how the world really works. He was being shaped from young age by Bene Gesserit, the birth of Kwisatz Haderach. Again, he's prophesied that he's the Kwisatz Haderach. He's the Messiah. He will bring peace. He will bring peace around the universe, across the universe. After House Atreides is betrayed and Paul is forced into the desert with Jessica, the when the Duke family travels to Arrakis, I forgot the name, really sorry. Arrakis, you can see, after his father gets killed, after House of Arrakans, destroy everything, you can see how Paul is betrayed and is forced to live in the desert with Lady Jessica. Paul becomes the long foretold Kwisatz Haderach, a male Bene Gesserit who can see both sides of the time and access ancestral memories. He also becomes Muad'Dib, the Freeman Messiah, and the Freeman Messiah. So Paul becomes the Kwisatz Haderach, the Messiah, which is like long seen from like past. It's like said he will come one day, and the freeman people, the freemen are the people who lives in desert. They worship him as a Messiah. They prayed to come. Kwisatz Haderach will come one day. The Muad'Dib will come one day to save them, to take them to the paradise, to how much they have suffered in this desert. Even though Paul never wanted to become the king or Messiah, but due to the progression of story and betrayal, Paul wins control of Arrakis. Again, he never wanted to become king. He never wanted the fame. He never even wanted to become Messiah figure. We can see in the Dune Part 2, Lady Jessica is trying to convince the Freeman that he is a Kwisatz Haderach. He will, bring the peace across the universe. But Paul hated it. Paul said, "You are just using the people. You are using religion as a tool. You are." Paul wins control of Arrakis on topless of the Emperor, but he seems the cost his rise brings jihad across the galaxy, killing billions in his name. When he becomes the king or emperor, you can see that it's just caused mass destruction. People are killing each other across the whole universe. By the end of the book Dune Messiah, you can see Paul is, I think, maybe the only character to bring balance or bring peace indirectly. Eren, he as a founding titan, he destroys and takes the founding ability by himself. Eren, Anakin Skywalker, he becomes a Darth Vader. Then he will, kill the Lord Sith, and he will bring balance in the Force. But Paul, he indirectly, he was not the one to bring peace. His son Leto Atreides, the son which he had with Chani, not with his wife Princess Iruna, but with Chani, a freeman. He has two offsprings. Leto to he is the one to bring peace, because he unlocks the golden path. He will bring peace. I'll not say talk more about that. So by the end of the book Dune Messiah, Paul is blind, which symbolizes the limits of his vision. There are like so many great quotes about life, about experience, about journey in the Dune book, and even the symbolism is so great in this book. He walks into the desert, a freeman ritual death. choosing self-exile over continuing as a god king. He trades political and religious power for a final act of humility and humanity. So you can see this Paul will become the preacher, the famous legend of the desert, the preacher in the book. I mean, I think we can see that in the next part of the movie, or maybe the next part. Who knows? I definitely want a lot of movies of Dune. I don't want just 3 or 4 movies. Like 5 or 6 will be good. And this was the whole journey about Paul Atreides. So now let's discuss about the themes again. The corruption of power which justifies it, religion using as a tool and trap, the myth of the hero. Now let's discuss about our final character of the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker. I think everyone knows Anakin Skywalker. Written by George Lucas in one of the greatest universe of all time, Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker is one of the most iconic and tragic character. His journey from gifted child to fallen Jedi, from slave to Jedi, childhood version of Anakin Skywalker. I think one thing which I like most about it is in one of the poster you can see Anakin Skywalker, his young version, and backside of him there is a wall in which there is Darth Vader's shadow. It is like such a good, you know, foreshadowing, whatever you want to call. He was born on Tatooine. He is believed to be the chosen one to bring the balance to the Force. After leaving the planet with Obi-Wan Kenobi, his journey to become a Jedi begins. With Qui-Gon Jinn, after he sees Anakin, he tells Yoda and Mace Windu that Anakin Skywalker is the one who will bring balance in the Force. He'll say that he is the chosen one. He even says this to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin's mother. So, but unfortunately, tragic death of Qui-Gon Jinn in the movie Phantom and the Menace, Obi-Wan becomes the new master of Anakin. After leaving the planet with Obi-Wan Kenobi, his journey to become a Jedi begins. After the Clone Wars, he becomes a war hero and respected Jedi general, and but struggles with Jedi discipline and rules. But he's always, like he can't live with the Jedi rules and disciplines. He's always violating them. And you can see even in the before we going there, you can see in the part 2 of the prequel trilogy, in that movie he's always confused. He's like always conflicted in his own thoughts. You can see always Padme asks to share him, but he's like indirectly, or he doesn't share his true feelings. You can see always, curious or angry on Obi-Wan Kenobi, why he doesn't trust him. He's always believing himself. He's like not overconfidence values, but he believes that he's the greatest Jedi. He should be the one in the main. Secretly marries Padme, violating a Jedi code. He sees a dream where he saw Padme die, and he was not able to save her. Like more, curious or angry about it. So he decided to become more stronger and more powerful. So Palpatine, he sees place to replace him. We can see Palpatine. So Palpatine is the Sith Lord. He's just known as Palpatine to the all, and he's even in Chancellor, a good position. But he's a Sith Lord at the end, trying to find all over the years. So it goes and informs this to Mace Windu, because there was no one in the at that time in the Jedi Temple. All of them were in their important missions. So Mace Windu decide to not take Anakin with him. I think this was one of the biggest mistake in the Anakin in the story of Anakin, or the Mace Windu mistake, that he should have taken. If he would have taken, he should have given him order not to do anything until Mace Windu says to do it. But he should have taken. Now because he didn't take him, so he decided himself to go. Then there he sees Palpatine struggle, Mace Windu struggle. It's like, again Palpatine tells him that he's the only way he can save Padme. So Anakin decides to kill Mace Windu. This decides his fate. And Palpatine orders him to travel to Mustafar planet and kill high-profile people. We even see them in Phantom and Menace. I forgot their names. Obi-Wan knows the location of Anakin with the help of Padme. Then Padme and Obi-Wan travels to Mustafar, where we can see the counter of Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker. Then Anakin Skywalker thought that Padme was the one who betrayed him and set the location to Obi-Wan, but then he tried to kill Padme again. Again, he's confused. He like don't know what he's doing. Like his motive change. He wants to become a king. He wants to create his new empire. But he always wanted to do was to save Padme. That's the reason why he chose the dark side path. But once you go to the dark side path, you're like seducted by the power. That's what I think the George Lucas wanted to say. Then after a great duel, you can see Anakin lost. Then Obi-Wan Kenobi leaves Anakin to die near lava and takes Padme to the health facility. Palpatine comes to rescue Anakin, then the greatest villain is born in the history, Darth Vader. Again, there's like such a good parallel or whatever you want to name it. But when Darth Vader is born, Anakin Skywalker is killed, and Padme is killed because she is not having a will to live. Then we can see in the original trilogy that Darth Vader decides to destroy the rebellion and remaining Jedi, the Jedi who survived in the Order 66. Darth Vader wants to kill all of them because he is given order by the Emperor. Yet beneath the helmet, Anakin is still there, angry and broken. Again, lives in a prison of his own choices. Then after some years, he came to know about his offspring Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker refuses to give up on his father. Even Luke Skywalker came to know about Darth Vader is his own father. He is Anakin Skywalker. Under the mask, there is a person, Anakin Skywalker. In the final moments, watching his son Luke suffer at the Emperor's hand, Anakin Skywalker resurfaces. We can see last part of the original trilogy. We can see Emperor orders Luke Skywalker to join the dark side with Anakin, Darth Vader, and Lord Sidious, but he refuses. He never gives up on his father. He always says, "We can be a family. I'll take care of you and all." But Darth Vader never, even changes his motives. He kills Palpatine, fulfilling the prophecy he's once seemed to destroy. Again, either Anakin Skywalker fulfilled the prophecy, either he became a villain, he destroyed a lot of people, he destroyed planets, but he kind of fulfilled the prophecy. Again, the themes of Anakin Skywalker: fear of loss and control, the seduction of power, the possibility of redemption. Now let's discuss the similarities of these three characters. First, the chosen one. Eren Yeager inherits Titan power and destiny. Paul Atreides prophesied Kwisatz Haderach. Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one to bring balance. Again, one more similarity, the other similarity. All three of them can see future in dreams, and Paul and Eren can even see past due to their powers. All three becomes a messiah figure. For example, Eren is worshipped by Jaegerists, Paul is worshipped by the Freemen, Anakin seen as a savior of the Jedi. All three of them losing their loved ones. For example, Anakin losing his mother and Padme, Eren losing his mother, his father, also his closest ones, his friends, his alien fellow mates. Paul losing his father and his closest. All three of them have dual identity. Eren's dual identity are founding Titan, attack Titan. Paul's the Muad'Dib and the preacher. Anakin's that if you win, you live. If you lose, you die. If you don't fight, you can't win. I keep moving forward until all my enemies are destroyed. If we kill them all, will we be free? Paul Atreides. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. My road leads into the desert. A great man doesn't seek to lead. He is called to it. Anakin Skywalker. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire. You don't know the power of the dark side. I must obey my master. You underestimate my power. When you think about it, all these characters are broken and doesn't express their true feelings. What do you think about the concept of the chosen one? Make sure to comment down about your favorite character. Please make sure to hit the like button and please subscribe the channel if you want to see more content like this.